Hello, this is Skip, and this has been From the Fourth Row's mid-year review. And the first thing I'm going to do on my mid-year review is say what my best animated movie of the year is, and I believe that is Rango. I mean, Rango is just, a delight. I was surprised as all get out to see Johnny Depp playing a chameleon. And of course, it turns into a Western. And we have the digital work of ILM, the computer company owned by George Lucas that does all the special effects. And wow, do they do a great job. It's just, an old-fashioned Western with snakes and weasels and squirrels and lizards and, hawks and all this kind of stuff. And, in the old West, what's a commodity? Water. So they use this water as a main thing for the bad guys. They want the water, and the good guys want to save the town and so forth. And Rango gets stuck in the middle of it. But Johnny Depp is, at the top of his game once again. Whether he's playing a lizard or a pirate or, Willy Wonka, he knows what to do with the material, and he's fantastic. I absolutely loved Rango. Now, my funniest movie of the year, there isn't a lot of funny movies, and the ones that aren't intentionally funny are funny, and that's not a good thing. But a movie that I liked a lot this year that I thought was funny and it had a good story and it was intelligent, and that's Paul. Now, Paul is the third movie by Nick Frost and Simon Pegg. This time they're at Comic-Con and they decide to go on a road trip through the Midwest looking for all the alien sightings like, Area 51 and Roswell and all those types of places. But wouldn't you know it, on the way, they end up crashing and meeting a little alien. Yep, they met a little alien, and he's voiced by none other than Seth Rogen. Now, Seth Rogen is funny as Paul, and they go on some misadventures throughout the Midwest. There's some really good supporting work by Jason Bateman this year, who's been, boy, has he come into his own the last few years, Jason Bateman. And Kristen Wiig is a evangelical, kind of a sheltered girl, and she's really good in this as a character. And there's so much intelligence put into the story, and a lot of science fiction, science fiction-y kind of quotes, or if you will, or knocks towards Star Wars and Star Trek and these kinds of movies. And those are always enjoyable when you're enjoying the movie. Of course, that kind of stuff you don't like if you don't like the movie. But I really like Paul, and I hope you seek out Paul. I think it's just funny. Now, on to my list of the worst movies of the year. And I hate to say it, but some of these movies are just bad. And the people that make them, they don't go out trying to make a bad movie. But Battle Los Angeles is one of those movies that I just think has its heart in the right place, but it just doesn't fulfill itself. It's just so fake looking. Like the men are trying to pretend like they're in war, but they're fighting aliens. We know they're fighting kooky, goofy aliens, and I just don't buy it. And Aaron Eckhart's kind of standing, posing for the camera and making speeches, and I like Aaron Eckhart. He's a really good actor. I just think he misses the beat on Battle Los Angeles. That's my number 5. Number 4 worst movie of the year is The Hangover Part 2. Come on, guys. You have a hit. A huge mega hit on your hands. And what do? You go and copy it. We got a tattoo. We got a monkey. We got a kid instead of Doug being lost. And it takes place in Taiwan. That's about the only thing about this movie that's different than the original. Basically, it's the same plot. These guys get on a bender, they end up having a hangover, people get lost, they have to go through the whole movie trying to figure out what happened. Even Paul Giamatti's character work in this can't save it. Of course there's a few laughs. You're not going to have The Hangover part 2 and not have a few laughs. It's just sad to me that they couldn't do something more original after the first one was so original. Now, another movie that, Zack Snyder, 300, Watchmen, some good movies. He had a couple good hits on his hand. He makes his own little thing, and the special effects just kind of go off in a crazy land, and the story's kind of fakeish, about a girl who ends up in her home for girls, and the only way she can get out is by dreaming her way out. Sucker Punch, I think it's a teenage boy fantasy more than a movie. What are teenage boys going to do? Want to see girls in skimpy outfits. Well, that's what you got here. Girls in skimpy outfits fighting people in weird places. And that's a video game. That's not a movie. Come on, Zack Snyder. Hopefully Superman, the Man of Steel, will be better. Sorry, Zack, I had to do it. Now, another movie based on a graphic novel. A lot of these out there now. And Paul Bettany, he's played a priest about 3 or 4 times now. But this time, he should have had someone else play a priest, because this movie is bad. And, you got Carl Urban as a Western kind of a priest. Slash gunslinger kind of guy. And, they're trying to blow up some weird town with these mutated vampires. And, priest. No plot whatsoever. And not much else in Priest. And the worst movie of the year, halfway through the year, and ironically enough, it has Seth Rogen in it as well, and that's The Green Hornet. Now, The Green Hornet is based on the TV show of the 1960s, and this movie has been bouncing around Hollywood for about 5 or 10 years now. Different actors in the role, different directors. And I like Michelle Gondry, and I like Seth Rogen, and I like some of the other. Cameron Diaz can do good work, and Christoph Waltz. He plays the villain better than anybody. None of these guys could save this movie. There's a scene at the end of the movie. The movie is ridiculous as it is. The plot is so stupid. John Cho has a couple good laughs, but there's a scene with a car, and it's a chase. And this the car goes through a building, and they're chasing this car around the building, half a car through a building. This is the most preposterous thing imaginable. As soon as they started doing it, I was like, are you absolutely kidding me? I have to sit here and watch this last 20 minutes of this piece of garbage of a movie? And, it was the first movie I saw all year, so hopefully the year got a lot better, because I don't want to see any movies as bad as The Green Hornet again. So far, that's been my worst movies of the year, best comedy of the year, and best animated movie of the year. This has been From the Fourth Row.